Okay, hello Cloud Gurus and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we're going to learn how to use Bootstrap scripts. So Bootstrap scripts are a way of automating your AWS EC2 deployments. It's a way of running things at the command line when your AWS EC2 instance first boots, and you can run things individual commands. So you can run updates, you can install software, you can basically do anything that you can do in the command line, and it will run as a script as that EC2 instance first boots up. So let's go over to the AWS console. Okay, so here I am in the AWS console. I am in the Irish region. I'm still having, there's some DNS outages in Northern Virginia right now, which is causing a whole bunch of weird problems for me. I can't run yum update, for example, on any EC2 instance. So I'm going to do this from the Irish region where it will work fine. So let's go over to EC2, and we're going to go in and provision a new EC2 instance. So I'm going to go ahead and launch my instance. I'm going to use the Amazon Linux 2 AMI, and I'm going to use a T2 micro. Now I am going to give this instance a IAM role, so I'm going to give it admin access. And the reason for that is I'm going to create an S3 bucket using my Bootstrap script. Now, if you see down here, we've got advanced details, and if you click on that, it will open up this little text box. And in here, we paste our Bootstrap scripts. So a Bootstrap script will always begin with the number symbol, and then followed by an exclamation mark, and this is called a shebang. And then what we do is we do /bin/bash, and this is the path to our interpreter. And our interpreter basically just takes the commands and runs them at root level when we first provision our EC2 instance, when it first boots up. So what should we do when this first boots up? Well, I think it's sensible to do a yum update. I think then what we want to do is we want to go in and install the Apache service. So we'll do yum install HTTPD. So we're turning this into a little web server. Once that service is installed, we want to start the service. So service HTTPD, and then start. And then, of course, if the EC2 instance reboots, we want to make sure the Apache service comes back up on a reboot. So to do that, we just type in check config HTTPD and then on. And then what we might want to do is we might want to go over to our var www.html directory, and we might want to create a little web page. So we'll put in here echo HTML, and then we're going to do a header, and we'll just say, hello, Cloud Gurus, welcome to my web page, something like that. And then we're going to end our header, end our HTML, and then I'm going to close that out. So it's going to echo that, and we want it to write to an index.html file. So that will create an index.html file with the hello Cloud Gurus, welcome to my web page. And then we might just want to create a random S3 bucket. So let's do make bucket, AWS S3 make bucket. And then we'll just call it, when you copy and paste this from the resources section, make sure you change the bucket name. So I'm just going to do a whole bunch of random letters and numbers. So that will then go ahead and create my bucket. And then what I might want to do is I might want to back up my web page to my S3 bucket. So we might do AWS S3 and then copy index.html. And we want to copy that to S3. And then again, I'm going to just paste that in there. So if this works, what's going to happen is it's going to go in, it's going to do an update, it's going to install Apache, it's then going to start the Apache service, it's going to then make sure the Apache service turns on if there's a reboot, it's going to go over to my var www.html directory, it's going to create a little web page, and then it's going to create an S3 bucket and then move the contents of my web page over to S3 as well. So it's going to do a backup. And in theory, we shouldn't even need to log into this EC2 instance. We should just be able to navigate to its public IP address, and we'll be able to see this web page. Hello, Cloud Gurus, welcome to my web page. I'm just going to copy and paste this into my clipboard so I can give it to you in the resources section. You'll be able to download this in the resources section of the course. Let's go in and add our storage. So I'm just going to use 8 gigs. And my tag, I'm just going to call this bootstrapped server. And then I'm going to go into my security groups. I'm going to use an existing security group, use my web DMZ, and I'm going to go ahead and hit review and launch. I'm going to launch this with my London key pair, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and launch my instance. So as soon as that EC2 instance comes up, I should just be able to navigate to this IPv4 address. And once I do that, I should be able to see my web server. So I'm just going to pause the video and wait for this website to come up online. Okay, it is now up online. I'm going to go over to a new tab and I'm just going to paste it in. And there we go. Hello, Cloud Gurus. Welcome to my web page. So it is definitely working. That script has run successfully. Let's go back over here. And we'll go back over to S3 and we'll see if it's created my S3 bucket. I can see my S3 bucket in here. This is a new S3 bucket, and I can also see my index.html file, which is now in there as well. So it's backed it up to S3. So Bootstrap scripts are super powerful. As you can see, it's a way of automating your infrastructure so you don't have to go in and manually install things. So feel free to come back and delete that bucket. I'm just going to go in and hit delete. And to delete it, I need to copy this into my clipboard up here. So just copy and then paste and then hit confirm, and that will go ahead and delete my bucket. Let's go back over to EC2. So I don't want you to delete this instance just yet. We are going to use it in the next 2 labs, so make sure you have access to it and just leave it up and running. So if you've got the time, please join me in the next lecture where we're going to look at instance metadata.